Oh my goodness, folks, have we got an incredible video for you today. We're going to be talking and showing you some really awesome jewelry. We're going to be showing you some stuff that we bought this last week and today. And we're going to talk about some really cool stuff coming for this channel. I'm telling you that in the next 2 weeks, I have two very large buyouts coming. One is a large jewelry collection. The other one is an entire antique store. And not just the items in the antique store, but all their backup inventory as well. Been making some moves over here at the warehouse. Hope we have enough space, but let's get into it today. I'm going to show you some of this stuff. Sometimes it's high value stuff. Most of the time, it's ordinary things that you can find as well. Let's talk about it. Today I'm going to take you through some of the stuff that we've bought this week and some stuff I bought just this morning. Then we're going to hear from old Peaches. He's going to learn you a thing or two that he's been working on. And if you stick around towards the end, I want to show you exactly what some of these big buyouts lately are yielding and also clue you in to some really cool stuff that's about to happen in the coming weeks. You never know what you're going to find in a thrift store. I walked in today to a thrift store and found all of these. These things are in the, sealed in the boxes, never been used. They have batteries in them. They all work. You push buttons, all that. And I bought every one of these for $2. Now, they're not selling like hotcakes necessarily, but when they do sell, they're selling between $20 and $25 a piece on eBay. I bought 15 and spent $30 plus tax. This is a perfect situation because the amount of effort it takes to list these 15 is the same as if I had one. Because on eBay, if you have multiple quantities of the same item, then you can just make one listing and then you just select from a drop down that says quantity, and I just put 15. I could list these on auction for cheap, make my money back one at a time, or I can make one listing as I buy it now, put quantity of 15, put these on the shelf, and move on. This is a really awesome situation. I've done this with lots of items in the past, and this is just the recent example. This happened literally 1 hour ago. Here's a handful of the other things that I purchased today. I spent a total of $50 today on all of these that you just saw and everything I'm showing here. Let's talk about them. This is kind of a cool bottle. I don't know how much it's going to be worth, but it was unique. It has like a baby's head, all right, and it says Brookfield baby top on it. And I paid $3.75 for this. I wouldn't, it would be easy to sell this thing for $10 plus shipping, and that's on the low end. So that's not huge money. That's $5 profit, but I think it could go for more than that. I'm going to look it up. Here is what is probably a 10-inch, maybe a 12-inch Star Wars figure. Paid $1.75 for this. When I get figures like this, I don't usually list them individually. What I do is I put them in a lot of others like it, and I sell them as a lot. So I'll hold on to that and put it with some other similar ones. Here's a bag of Pez dispensers for $1, and that's easy. I could sell this for $5 to $10 all day, every day. We've got some Disney stuff in here. We've got some Looney Tunes. We've got Snoopy. I say Disney, maybe not Disney. We got a Halloween, a Christmas. That's nice. Now, none of these are terribly old. The ones that fetch the best prices are the ones that don't have the feet that stick out. They're just completely flat. However, some of the places where they're made as well help, depending on where they're made at. Certain places, Austria, Slovenia, some of the other ones. None of these are made in China, which means that they're more likely to sell faster and easier. This is a sealed box of Legos, and not just Legos, but it's a Spider-Man thing, which are a pretty, collectible. The figures are in here as well. I could sell just one of these figures for more than $3 by itself. Even though the box is crushed, it is intact, and so that was a good buy. Moving over here, you're going to see a variety of Halloween themed things, ceramics, candle holders, little snack trays and such. Now, I didn't buy this to list today. I hold on to these things until around the very end of September, beginning of October, and then I'll list them either individually or as lots. So throughout the year, when you find good deals on Christmas or Halloween stuff, pick it up. If you can float that kind of money for a few months, it's worth it because you'll maximize your money once you sell it when it's closer to that specific holiday. And lastly, this is a great item to look for when you're at thrift stores, because oftentimes you can buy them for anywhere from 50 cents up to $2 at the most. These are belts. You think, Rusty, why? Well, here's a couple of reasons why. Some belts are made by designers, okay? Other belts will sometimes have precious metal buckles like sterling silver. Sometimes they're made with certain types of exotic leathers like crocodile or snake or things like that. And then other times they're made by specific designers. They're cheap, they're easy to buy, they're easy to sell for $5 a piece. If I just wanted to sell each of these for $5, I only paid $1. It's easy. It's easy to sell them. Maybe not necessarily fast, but if they're good brands or if they have like silver buckles, for example, they can sell really well. Keep a look at that. Sometimes they're designer belts and they'll have the manufacturer, the name of the designer, and they're quite desirable. Just last week, I bought a belt for $3, and when I looked it up in the store before I bought it, they were selling for $100 to $150 because of the particular designer. Things like hats, things like pairs of glasses or sunglasses, and belts are categories of things that you can usually buy for $1, $2 and can bring really good profits if you know what you're looking for.
Hey cousins, Gene Peach with you for another Gene Short. Before I jump into these things here before me, I just want to let you know this is time of recording. This is just before Christmas 2022, and so trying to survive this Arctic blast, keep our pipes warm, keep them from freezing up. We don't want any busted pipes, just trying to keep some warm running water, and down here at the warehouse, and so far so good, but we'll keep you in the loop on things. But what I got here for you today, just to keep an eye out for things here, in addition to how to spot valuable jewelry, you always got to keep an eye out for anything, right, that could be worth some money. And so I just want to share with you a couple things we picked up at some thrift stores and estate sales. I don't know if you can see what this is right here. This is an old German Bible. This is, I don't know if you could read that at all. It's not in very good shape, but it's a historic piece here. This is a German Bible. Well, this right here, it looks really fascinating to me. This has nothing to do with the Bible, but it is from the 50s. This is like a receipt for somebody's pension check. I guess is there for reporting taxes. I've done some Google Translate, and we got the person's name, their birth date, and the years of service that they worked and how much they earned during that year. And they have to file this. They had to file that with the German government there. Very interesting there. But what else do we got here? All right. We got some names here, and I'm guessing some birth dates. Look at that, 1902, 1938, 1931. And this person was confirmed on the 2nd of April, 1916. Look at that handwriting, so beautiful. You could just trace it, with that pen. That's the person's name there. Very interesting, isn't it? Could do some more research into this, seeing how we're going to price it. But this, because it's in such crude shape, I don't know how much we're going to get for it, but it is a really fascinating piece. Didn't pay much for it at all, maybe 50 cents at an estate sale. Okay, it's same estate sale. Picked up these pipes. Now, you've heard Rusty talk about pipes. In fact, on a recent video, he shared this a meerschaum pipe that he picked up, and how it talked about the value of that and what makes that meerschaum pipe so valuable. But on the other side, keep an eye out for those meerschaum pipes, but also just any pipes. I think you'd be blown away at how much pipes can do for your business. Now look at these. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 pipes. I got these at an estate sale, like that same estate sale as the Bible. I picked up a bag of pipes. I think there were 6 pipes altogether, and paid $30 for them. Sold 2 of them already in almost as is condition. I did get a wet rag and just kind of wiped around the edges. That's it. Sold 2 of them and made that $30 back. So right here we've got this pipe right here. Forgot what it's called, this style. It's a hand carved etched pipe. As you can see, this Mayfair imported briar. I didn't clean out the inside. Someone's gonna want it. Someone will want that. Pay 20 bucks or so for that one. This is a Missouri meerschaum. That is a brand, Missouri meerschaum. You can see right there. This is a corn cob pipe. This could probably sell for another 20. I think we've got it thrown up on the store for around $20 as well. And this fella right here, I think this is there you go, Dr. Graybow. Is that what Grip? I forgot the brand of that one. Dr. Graybow. Sold one of a pipe very similar to this recently for just a little south of 20. So this one, I think I've got it up there for, again, close to 20. And then this lot of 3 pipes we've got listed for a little over 20. So you can see 2, 4, 6, 8, maybe, hopefully 80 bucks on that purchase of pipes. And again, just listed as is. Fellas like to get these. They'll put the time in. They know what they're doing as far as cleaning pipes. They might replace the stems or the mouthpieces, and they know what to do to clean them and restore them, and then they'll either use them or they'll turn around and sell them. Next we got this vintage G.I. Joe airplane. Now this is not the G.I. Joe from the 80s. This is the G.I. Joe from the 90s. This is a 94 Sergeant Slaughter, Sergeant Savage airplane. We picked this up at a thrift store, paid a couple dollars for it, and they are going anywhere from, they're listed about 150 bucks. Okay, they're listed for 150. Some a little bit lower. And then we had one sell for $50. So by we, I mean on eBay. So really all over the map on this one. Not quite sure how we're going to price this. I know we'll get at least 50 out of it. So that's a big bonus right there. That'd be great if we can get 100 out of it. Probably will be somewhere between 50 and 100. Maybe we'll try to get 80 out of that. Okay, and then lastly, always when you're at those estate sale or thrift stores, it doesn't hurt to walk through the art section, the paintings, okay? Because, I mean, most of it's junk, but every once in a while you come across something like this, okay? I don't know what your thoughts or feelings on this painting are, okay? But this artist right here, I forgot the first name, Krasnansky, okay, is a Ukrainian artist. And some of their works go for thousands of dollars. Now, I can't find any comps on this one. Can't find a title on this one. Anything similar. Now, I'm hoping to get maybe 100 off of this. But still, paid just a few dollars for this. And this beautiful, very neat piece of art from a Ukrainian artist for 100 bucks. Not a bad deal at all. So that's gonna, as soon as I get that up there, someone's gonna want it, and just to show their support for Ukraine, if that's if they're paying attention to the world politics out there. I'm not trying to say anything that you need to support Ukraine, but just saying somebody's gonna want to do it, right? Okay, so that's gonna do it for today, folks. These are all things that have come into the warehouse recently that we're gonna get up in the store, and or already up in the store. And just going to close out with something that recently sold that you always need to keep an eye out for, okay? Toys as an adult, those are like, I mean, you might know this is some from your youth, maybe. So you're going to be familiar with the G.I. Joes. But something like this, keep an eye out for. This is Queen Hippolyta. She's from Wonder Woman. I guess this is Wonder Woman's mom, maybe. But this is a Queen Hippolyta doll. It is in used condition, but it's actually, I think it's new out of box. It still has the rubber little plasticky ties connected to it. She's missing her, I think she might have had a sword, but it's missing. We sold this for $25 and picked it up as a set, both the Queen and Princess Diana. Not Princess Diana, what is her name? Diana Prince, isn't that her name? I can't remember. Wonder Woman's alter ego. But I think we paid just a few bucks for the pair of them, and we sold the Queen for $25. Hopefully, we'll get Wonder Woman sold for a similar price here real soon. So, all right, cousins, that's going to do it for this Gene short. Went on a little bit longer than I wanted, but let's get back to the regular program here with Rusty.
Have we been up to in the month of December? Well, I'm going to show you real quick some rapid fire what's sold in the warehouse from the warehouse in one of our eBay stores in the month of December, and then we'll get on to the really nice jewelry and stuff that we're buying right now. All right, folks, I'm going to try to do this in rapid fire. I've selected right around 20 items that sold for us in the month of December of 2022. Here we are in the very beginning of February. Took a little bit of time off, but without further ado, let's show you some of the fun stuff that we were able to sell here on our eBay store. So first off, this is a violin. This was a violin I sold for someone for a thrift store. Actually, I've been starting up. If you've watched any of our previous videos, you'll know that I've started to integrate into the business, helping out some local community thrift stores that serve good causes. This particular one serves individuals who are recovering from drug and alcohol addictions. And so I like to put my time and effort and work into helping out other businesses if I can from time to time. They gave me this violin. I have a whole video on it. It was a really beautiful violin, but with the research I did, it could have been as old as the 1700s, and it could have been quite valuable. I took it to a luthier and they told me it would be right around $400 just to get it up into playing condition, because it was lacking a little a piece of wood that connects the top to the back, and that's sort of important and necessary to get the sound out of it you want. Looking at comp sold prices, if I put that money into it, I might have only sold it for about what I put into it. And so it wasn't worth it, and the thrift store didn't want to do that, so I went ahead and put it up. Someone bought it for $200. I hope that they restore this sucker because it was absolutely beautiful. The next one up here is this beautiful, I got this in a large lot of items. It's a large cameo necklace that has a very soft pink colored angel skin coral. You can see it's a cameo on the front, and that clasp, if I roll down here, you'll see is marked 750, which is the European hallmark for 18 karat gold. This thing sold. Now, here's the deal. It sold for $416, but the person that got it was not happy, and so they sent it back. So I sent that money back, and this is just to let you know that within 30 days, anybody can send anything back of any amount of money. This is back in the store. I'm pretty confident that I'll sell it for more than $416 this time, so it's just going to take a little bit longer. Right here, we got a nice framed sort of a semi-nude oil painting of a woman in a I don't know, she's like Scrooge McDuck swimming around here in her just a bunch of coins and valuables. Must be the life. But anyhow, $250. I didn't even have to accept an offer. They paid $250 on that. Right here we have just a small lot of probably around 75 to 80 vintage postcards, black and white. Some interesting things here. Some old views that are unique. $100. That's pretty nice. Old postcards, guys. We sell them all the time. They do really well. All right, Elsner Schweiz. This is a Victorinox, an old Swiss Army pocket knife here. This sold for $128. Those old ones that are unique, folks, can definitely sell for good money, even though they may not be in the best condition. Ah, beautiful little Victorian carved cameo pendant brooch here. A beautiful cameo. Just look at that. Carved out, antique, just gorgeous. And this is set in 14 karat gold. The back of it, very nice as well. The pin was slightly bent, but that isn't that hard. $880, folks, is what that sold for. Was quite happy with that. This is the best one you're going to see here, folks. I paid $12 for this. If you have watched the previous video, you'll see me talking about it. I bought it. I paid $12. I didn't see the mark when I bought it, but I was suspicious. I came home. I ran back to the warehouse. I took a look, and there it is, folks, 585. That is the European hallmark for 14 karat gold. You saw 750 before. Now you're seeing 585. This was solid 14 karat gold. It weighed probably 25 grams, and that puppy sold very quickly for $1,313. Turned $12 into over $1,300 in 7 days. Those deals are out there, folks. They're out there. This is just a scrap lot of various pieces of broken jewelry, the handles off of old sterling silverware, where the handle is silver, broken pieces, sold it for scrap. This was right here around 264 grams, $175. If you have scrap silver, you're usually going to get somewhere in the range of 65 to 75% of the gram weight. So if it was 100 grams, I could expect to get somewhere around $75 for that. This was another item that the thrift store gave me to sell on their behalf. It was donated to them. It is a 1970s, gorgeous looking steel pedal guitar. The Showbud brand. I threw this puppy up. It sold within 5 days for $975. Here we have a gorgeous cuff bangle bracelet, also 14 karat gold. You can kind of see some of these pictures here. Very nice. It is marked right there, 14 KT Italy. It's very easy to see if you know where to look. Very heavy as well, $1,680 for that piece. I think I paid around $1,200 for it. So I paid up, but you know, $300 to $400 profit ain't too bad within a week. Now we have a nice lot here of some, they're Andrea by Sadek, and this is some parrots. These are hand painted, beautiful pair, $120. Now we have a nice little lot of costume jewelry, and this was 150 pounds, folks. These are all unmarked, all cheaper brands. They were not branded. $960, and man, that was expensive to ship. I think it even came out to be slightly more than this, maybe $120 to ship that. Here we have an old lot of analog sci-fi magazines. The thing that was interesting about these is this is the first time that the story of Dune, you might have heard of it, Dune, it was a major motion picture. It had its own book. Frank Herbert was the author, well-known sci-fi writer. These were the ones that it was first printed, and then you've got this little storybook of Dune as well. $240 for that lot. Now we have this nice, terrible condition. You can see that the crystal's all scratched up. You can barely see the name here, but it says the Moser and Co, something like that. But it's a it says watch, and it's a military watch, folks. Is what it is. You can see on the inside here, it's a Moser, and just a beautiful thing. These military watches, these chronograph. Especially chronograph watches. This is, I think, a World War I. Yeah, it says World War I area. This would have been worn by someone in the military. $239 without a band, in terrible condition, not working. Here we have some unique looking, almost kind of like the John Lennon style spectacles, eyeglasses, and this little part that clips on here, which is the for the shading, for the blocking out the sunlight. Vintage spectacles. These are gold-filled rims up in here, 1/20th, 12-karat GF, gold-filled. $143 for those. Moving on. Another small lot here of Star Wars characters. This is the vintage 1977 to 1983, those first 3 movies that came out, and some action figures here as well. $96 on those. And then this was cool. This is a nice old Remington Arms, a Remington ammo box. It had some really good, colorful, advertising on it. That went within a week for nearly $200 there, $24 shipping. Here we had some of these old military medals, can sometimes sell really well. This was one, it was a Bronze Star, actually, that someone had. This was in that large lot that I purchased. And here you go, $99 for that. Almost finished. We've got this really large lot of antique photo booth photos. Some of them are individuals, some of them are in strips. Beautiful. The history here is amazing. I'm using the money from this to buy a fewer quantity that are more unique and interesting because I got a project going. I love these old-time photos. $200 for those. And last up here, folks, another lot of some vintage watches. We got the Rado. We got this Sportsman here, and then we got this one right here, a Gallet, chronograph. All of these are gorgeous. However, they're all 3 of them in disrepair, but some of these are quite valuable, as you can see. Lots of interest, rare ones. 25 bids, $433. This is not all that we sold in December, but some of these are some of the higher price ones. Taking this money and reinvesting it this month in some big buyouts, even bigger than this. So stay tuned soon, and you'll see all about that. You're still here. Wonderful. As promised, let me show you some of the jewelry and gemstones that we're getting into this week. And then afterwards, we'll talk about it, and I'll give you a preview of what's to come soon. Can you believe it, folks? A very large 50-piece lot of gold, silver, and platinum jewelry. Watches, rings, necklaces, pendants, brooches, and much more. On top of that, we had a very nice collection of facet-cut gemstones and semi-rare and rare mineral specimens for sale as well. Both of those are going up in the eBay store this week. And I'm hoping that we're going to turn some of that money around and put it into these big buyouts happening in the next 3 to 4 weeks. Be staying tuned, folks, because we're going to have more jewelry and gobs and gobs of antiques. We'll see you soon. Good luck out there hunting. Let's go make some money. Rusty, have to